Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have hopefully a helpful video for you. I get a lot of questions about colors, especially just kind of here and there little simple things about them. So I kind of wanted to put together a 2024 guide to the colors that I use. And this is the colors that I use. They're the colors that I keep back here on this wall. I keep them in stock all the time. And this is my primary selling colors here. And this is, like I said, what I keep in stock all the time, what I enjoy making. And colors I've just put together over the last couple years and decided that I like them enough to keep them around. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to have slow-mo shots of each of these colors. I'm going to take them outside in the sun where you can see them outside like you would when you were fishing. And in that slow-mo shot of each color, I'm going to put the name of the color, and then you can just head on down to the description with that name, look underneath the name of that color, and there will be a recipe on how to make it. So I actually own a lot of custom flakes, a lot of custom powders and things that you really can't get your hands on unless you just particularly know somebody. But none of that stuff affects any of this. This is all colors that you should be able to replicate with materials that you can buy online either right now or hopefully in the future. But all of these colors should be easy for you to replicate, and they should be all materials that are available with the exception of maybe MF Manufacturing. I know they recently had a move, so I don't know all the specifics on getting their products. I've heard you can buy them through other places that's not directly through MF, or MF may be open again. I don't know. You'll have to do your research if you want to go and do some of these MF colors. But mostly, these should be pretty easy for you to replicate. I do have a couple of keynotes before we do that, just kind of some stuff to consider. Most of these colors are either bait plastics, which you can get from baitplastics.com. They are MF Manufacturing, which you were able to get through MF Manufacturing. You'll just have to do a Google search, see what you can find, see what's available, and just kind of be patient with them as they go through all that process. Another company that I use is Dead On Plastics. They have some awesome colors and some cool color shifts and whatnot. So you can go on to Dead On Plastics and get the stuff from there. I also use stuff from Lureworks. Lureworks has some really awesome stuff. I recommend getting these big bottles because they're super handy and they last a long time. So really big fan of Lureworks. They have awesome flakes too. You can get flake from Lureworks. You can also get flake from Bait Plastics. I use a lot of 0.015 and it is a good size for small detail, or you can go up and get some bigger flake from them. I also use just some generic flake, especially if you want it to bleed a little bit. This black here this is from Hobby Lobby. This is 1/24 black, just a generic. And what I mean by bleed is you can look at this color here. This is a MF Manufacturing transparent Chartreuse. And then you can look at this color here. These are the same color. The only difference in these two colors is the flake. The recipe for drops and everything is the same. But what it does is it makes it bleed a little bit, and you can turn that Chartreuse kind of more into a green color, and you can have some cool effects with that. And there's a lot of other colors you can put it in that it just doesn't really affect. So just keep that in mind. If you want it to bleed, you might use the off-brand, or if you don't want it to bleed, you might want to stick with a high-temp name brand like Bait Plastics or Lureworks or something that's designed for this kind of heat. There is one color in here that I call Vice that I use 8-bit Vice City for. So this is a powder available from 8-bit baits that you can use to put in on top of just a little bit of black pigment from Bait Plastics. And that pretty well wraps up all of the stuff that I use in these. I don't use anything that's outside of that realm really. Just for availability, I don't want to find a color that I really love and then not be able to get my hands on the stuff to continue to make it, especially if it is a top seller here in the store. So that is some things to keep in mind. I'm going to take you guys out there underneath the sun and the bright light. We'll do slow-mo clips of all of these colors. There'll be recipes down in the description, and I hope you guys do enjoy it. The only thing I ask of you out of this is don't rip off my names if you're going to do it. Some of the names are just the generic color name. I have several that way, but like this one color here is called Glitched. Just don't steal my names. That's all I ask. I can't do anything about it. If you want to take them, I can't really stop you. But that's all I ask. If you want to use these colors, more than free to do that. That's exactly why I'm providing it here to you. So just enjoy that, and I hope you guys can make some awesome baits. Here's a little look at these colors inside. So if you want a little bit of an idea what they look like indoors, this is all of them indoors. All right, that is my 2024 guide to best-selling colors. Obviously, in my case, these are the best sellers because I keep them in stock all the time. But it is a good wide variety of colors to get you started. Whether you're just starting a bait business or maybe you've been doing it for a while and you're just going to draw some inspiration from different colors and find a particular niche that goes into your lineup. So that is definitely something to consider. I have something coming up here in the future that you guys may or may not be interested in. I don't know. For those of you who have wanted to do a show or have considered it, and maybe you aren't sure where to get started, I'm going to have a craft show coming up here in October, and it's about 80,000 people over a weekend, which is a pretty big deal because my population of my town's only like 2,300 and something. So for our town, it is quite a big deal. So we have a pretty large show going on. It's an outdoor show, and I'm going to do a little bit of a setup, how to do a booth, and kind of dig into that. Maybe it's something that you've wanted to do and just haven't got into it yet, or something you've considered, or maybe you already do it and maybe you just want to see how somebody else does it. So I'm going to set up a booth. My spot will be a 10 by 10. I'm going to have a pop-up canopy, and we're just going to see how we can lay everything out, how we're going to hang the bags of baits, how I'm going to display the hard baits, and how I'm going to optimize for taking stuff down and putting stuff back up. Because I don't want to leave stuff there overnight, except maybe the canopy and just the tables and stuff. I don't want to leave my product there overnight, so I'm going to have a good system, hopefully, for taking it down and putting it back up. So maybe I can share that with you guys, and maybe it will help you if you decide to do a craft show of some sort. So I'm just kind of digging into that. This will be the third weekend in October, so definitely stick around for that. It'll probably take me a little bit to get the video out afterwards, but hopefully I can have a good setup. I'm going to set the booth up in here. And we're just going to try to fill it out in here and then figure out how to move it basically and try to be as efficient as possible. So we got that. I got a banner that's going to go on the outside of the booth. It's up here. I'll show you a clip of it while I'm here talking. But it's a nice little banner. I got it from Vistaprint and it wasn't too bad. It was about 49 bucks. And it's about 6 foot wide. And if you want to send me anything to check out, I have my P.O. box listed in the description below. If you want to send me anything to check out, whether it be baits or materials or anything like that, it's in the description below. If you want to buy any sample packs from me, like I said, I keep all of these colors in stock all the time. When something sells, I end up coming out here and rebuilding it. So you can pick up a particular color if you're wanting to buy the materials to make that color. This way you can see it in hand. So I have all these colors here for you to buy if you want to buy any of those, and it helps support the channel as well. If you want to buy the mold that I use to make these baits in this video, you can head on down to the description. There'll be a link to Epic Bait Molds, and that is the 4.6-inch Nico, and it is a great mold, so definitely check them out as well. And I hope it helped. If it did help, you know, definitely like the video and subscribe, stick around, help the channel grow, and I'll continue to share as much information with you guys as I can. But until next time, I will catch you guys in the next video.